Welcome back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. NWA Power Week is upon us already once again, and that means one thing with NWA. My co-host, Miss Fiona Lochran, evening Fee.
Hello, darling. You're right.
Yes, the weather is warm, and that's a
Oh, it's been beautiful up here. I've been stuck in bloody work, but it's been beautiful. I'm
well.
admiring the sunshine out my window over there just now.
It is still very good to see the sun out. It's better than the sun being in and the rain being, like we normally get.
Absolutely.
But anyway, enough of us. Let's talk all things NWA. Another week, another presidential campaign. We're going to have some fun with that in a minute, by the way.
Yep, very much so.
We'll have some fun, but let's just get straight into it. Now, it was quite interesting because I saw the preview and it said Wrecking Ball Legursky, Jay Bradley will go.
hmm
And obviously, we don't really know what's happened here with the fixers.
Yeah, there's not really much of a backstory here at the moment, so I'm a little bit lost, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I thought maybe they was going to do like one of those great videos that they do or something along those lines, but they didn't. But nevertheless, the fixers were going one on one. Jay Bradley refusing the handshake at the start, pushing it
I've
away.
literally I have literally written two words down for this. Can you guess what they are?
Um, is one of them meat?
Yes.
Uh,
Meat slapper.
it was. It was. Again, so Deals, I'm gonna ask you this on X later, Deals. What is the thing with Boomstick Bradley? So they
Yeah,
kept
there's
calling.
obviously a story behind that somewhere.
There was Bubblegum that he's now calling CJ. If you listen on to the other end,
CJ.
CJ, she was doing the.
Yeah, yeah. So CJ's now called Bubblegum.
Well, no, he was calling her Bubblegum during the skits that they were doing. Where they're doing the promoting the.
Ah, yeah. I'm so confused. I thought that was Casey, but never mind.
Oh, it may have been.
No, like I thought, was he not calling Casey Bubblegum for a while?
Oh yeah, he was calling Casey Kazana Bubblegum. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he was. Yeah, so now it was now I forgot her name now. I was getting confused. Anyway, he was calling her bubblegum. Anyone, those of you that want to know who it was, just replay the bloody thing back. You'll hear it.
I've actually had a mental block as well. That's terrible.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, move on because otherwise we're going to be all night. Yeah, this was a meat. This was a. I mean, there was quite a few meat slappers this week on Power. It was full of that. This was just an absolute brawl, really, if
Do you
anything.
know what? It was really good. I think they've worked together for so long. The chances of them having a shit match against each other were very, very slim.
Yeah, indeed. They're too big. And they still move around fairly quickly for
They
big.
know each other inside out.
Yeah, they do, and it made for an actually really decent match. And at the end, Jay Bradley tried to cheat his way into the win
Oh, how rude.
by putting his feet on the ropes. He then misses like a Vader bomb elbow, and then like a speary shoulder tackle thing from Wrecking Ball Lagert. He came in like a wrecking ball. They should have
He
sung
did
that song.
indeed. I know, that'd have been funny.
Do you know it's NWA? I'm surprised. Do you know what that's something Vince McMahon would do? If
Oh,
when, so when Braun Strowman used to run around the ring and knock people over, they used to play a tune like the train noise.
okay.
So that'd be something I can imagine. Yeah, let play Miley Cyrus as he.
I'd love to see him make his ring entrance on a wrecking ball, basically. That would be hilarious.
God, no, there's too many disturbing images of that, especially in the singlet. No, don't do that. Uh, but
Fair enough.
come in like a
You've been
wrecking.
told.
Yeah, but I read. I think as I'm right in thinking there may be more to come from these two, if memory serves.
Yeah, I
What's
hope so.
Yeah, there is. I believe that there is more to come from
I
these,
hope so.
which we'll see. Right. So we go through to a stage here where everybody is endorsing people for the
That's
president.
what I was just looking at. I was tallying the counts up.
Well, I've done a few things about this. So first things first, I shoved a poll on X and I said, who would you want as the president of the NWA territories? And just excuse me while I search for my phone. And we currently have a tie.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very close. So I did put comment for EC3 because I thought he was going to be, but he's actually passed the CeeLo.
Past a CeeLo, yeah.
No one commented for him. Sorry, Pastor. I've sinned. Well, no, Twitter has sinned, shall we say?
Nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with us. In fourth place was Brian Idle, who got 14% of the vote. In third place was Joe Kazana, who got 28%, or say joint, really second place, because the other two are joint first on 29% of the vote. That's Kenzie Page and Trevor Murdoch, who,
Right. See,
who
I have an issue with this with Joe's calculations,
right, what's going on?
which we'll get to because obviously when Joe sits down with two of the candidates later on and says they were the front runners, and they quite clearly are not the front runners.
Kenzie Page and the pastor, right?
Yeah.
Well,
But
we
I
might as well.
tallied up all the votes. I
Mhm.
wrote down who everybody else has voted for, and I've tallied up all the votes, and they were actually not in the lead from the ones that we saw.
Who are in the lead?
Joe Kazana was in the lead. Joe Kazana got 7, Kenzie got 5, and Pastor CeeLo got 4.
So Joe Kazana, we might as well talk about this now because it does go out through the whole of the episode, but we'll just talk about it now. Joe Kazana's promised a lot.
Yeah, can he keep his promises though?
He gave Kerry a watch.
He did.
He
Although
said
I kind of think that Kerry might almost have taken that watch, but never mind.
Mondo got like a, did he not promise him steaks or some farm or
Hmm.
something like that? And there was a couple of other ones. I can't remember what everything
You've
was.
got to buy your votes sometimes.
Yeah, you, do, you certainly do. Well, I think I remember Daisy Kills, not Daisy Kill because he'd done for Brian. I think it was
Yeah.
Rolando, and he was like, "Yeah, he's going to get rid of my brother Rush, who's not my who we
Yeah,
don't
which
talk
made me
about.
giggle. I'm like, no one's seen Rush for a very long time.
We haven't, no. Oh, it was free steaks to Wrecking Ball Legursky. That was what it was. And
Nice.
Mondo was the farm or something along those lines. Which I thought was really, really
I
funny.
love this bit. This whole section was actually like, I love stupid shit sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I love stupid shit. And this, I popped for this when they were
Yeah,
all,
I like this. There was other things on there, so we'll talk about. So we saw another promo from Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox during this episode, which is just
dude, like, how can you not love the two of them?
it's just it is.
They just,
I
they,
just laugh every time I
yeah,
see
they were
it.
just great. And I would vote for them.
Well, you have, and that we're going to get into that a bit more in a minute. We saw that. Then we saw the Kenzie Page and the Pastor CeeLo bit, and Kenzie Page was saying that she wants to make it fun. She's going to bring Billy in, sponsorships, and all of this was up in there. If
Yeah.
you want a sponsorship, Kenzie,
And CeeLo just wouldn't answer any Joe's questions and couldn't give Joe any straight answers.
no, he didn't. To be fair, which is technically what a politician does. To be quite honest with you.
This is true.
So to be fair to him, he's probably doing the right thing because that's what they generally get in for, right?
Yeah.
Doing the right thing.
All smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. Well, Phil Billy voted for Kenzie, didn't he?
He did. He did. I wasn't sure which way he would go. There was one or two I was like, I think they might, and one or two of them went the way I thought they would, but I wasn't sure about Billy.
More importantly, Gag's got a vote.
He did.
Did he
CeeLo?
vote?
Really?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But with that being said, and considering they were giving people some time, Fee, you've got about 10 seconds. You tell us why you're endorsing Trevor Murdoch.
Why am I endorsing Trevor Murdoch? Because why would you not, if you were running an American territory system, why would you not endorse a person that wears a Stars and Stripes hat? Why would you not endorse a person who's like just a general good all round American guy? He embodies everything that I think of about America.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Now I'm going to endorse Kenzie Page. She
Because you're
is.
scared of her.
Oh no, I'm not scared of Kenzie Page.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Not in the slightest. She is a polarizing force in the NWA. She's 22 years old. She's the holder of the Burke. She has held many championships. She's also a promoter of KFW. She is a ring general. Kenzie Page epitomizes the NWA, and that's the reason Kenzie Page is getting my vote and should get yours. End of on that one.
Well, you see, I have an issue with someone being president of the territories while they run a territory. I think it should be someone impartial.
Fair, 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 fair. I can understand that.
And I think somebody with a little bit more life experience.
Okay. Fair. I get
That's two more reasons for Trevor. And come on, he's got Noxie with him. Look at Noxie.
that.
Maybe the Jackalope will come along for the ride too. Who knows?
Who knows? I want to see Knox should have gone in for it.
That could have been interesting.
Anyway, enough of the presidential campaigning for this week.
It's
Anyway,
been fun. I loved it.
I am going to put another post up next week and we'll see where we are a week later down the line. We're going to be a proper hitting the turnbuckle presidential. We're hitting the presidential campaign with
We'll
the
be falling
NWA.
out over the endorsements if we're not careful.
Well, you fell out with me last weekend because I've dropped you in the shit.
Yeah, we'll still have words about that.
Anyway, let's move on. Now, the next match really confused me initially. Joe Garley and everyone done a great job on commentary of clearing up the mess. Well,
What
not,
happened? Yeah.
yeah. So every time I saw it, I was like, Zyon didn't beat Birchill. And I kept saying to myself, I am certain. I didn't go back to watch it, but I was like, I am certain Birchill beat Zyon. And he
Yep,
tapped Zyon out.
he did.
So when this match started, I was like, what's going on? And luckily enough,
Jack Dane Memorial Tournament, by the way, just in
sorry,
case anyone's
yes,
not following.
semi-final match.
Semi-final, yep.
The winner takes on Frank at hard times.
They do indeed, yep.
Um, so it was Colby Carino and it was Zyon. Now the commentators did say, oh, by the way, Austin Idol was back in charge of Zyon this week. Now the commentators said that when Burchill beat Zyon, Austin Idol made a point that Burchill had an illegal substance,
A lotion?
a lotion. Now when Billy went to Burchill about this. Birchall said, yes, it was for an injury, blah, blah. They took it away, and it turned out to indeed be a banned substance in the NWA.
And substances in a lotion, though.
So, with that being said, they had to reverse the decision. The only thing I would have done is perhaps done a video with Austin Idol complaining to Billy and then
Yeah,
doing it before the match rather than
yeah,
just going straight into it. I think I would have preferred that a bit better.
yeah.
Um,
So they reversed the decision, but they've also banned Burchill from the rest of the season's tapings,
yes, they have. Yeah.
which is a shame because I quite like watching him wrestle.
He's very, very good. I do enjoy Birchill wrestling. I think he's a great talent, or he's great experienced talent as well. But nevertheless, we did get Colby Corino versus Zyon.
We did. Number 8 seed Colby and Zyon was number 5.
Thank you. I tell you what, though, this was I can't just every. Can you just have Colby Corino on every week?
Yeah, Colby. Colby for president. There you
Why not?
go.
Why not?
He's not put his name in the hat, I don't think.
No.
I don't know.
Mm, maybe you should have done. We don't know. But Colby Corino was absolutely awesome. Zion was actually, I think this is Zion's best match that I've seen him in, to be fair. Maybe, sometimes.
Recently, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes when you get the right person in there with you, everything just
Just
flows a bit
elevates it.
nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really did on this. It was such a really enjoyable match. And then as the match was coming to an end, Austin Idol puts the substance into Zion's hand and he blinds Colby Corino. He rakes the face, sorry, of Colby Corino, blinding him for a bit. He hits the Zion driver. We're all thinking game, set,
Game
match.
over.
No, Colby Corino kicks out of that.
That's
Ends
my
up,
boy.
yeah, ends up rolling up Zion and getting the victory, the 1, 2, 3. My question though to Billy and the NWA is because Billy's on commentary because he went
Hmm.
away to check on Jay Bradley after the
Hmm.
first match. Actually, I don't know what happened there. If there was an injury or something, I don't
I
quite
don't
know.
know.
Um, but he was on commentary. So my question really to Billy and the NWA was if Colby Corino had come out the back and when that was a banned substance,
What would have happened?
what would have happened?
So Austin's done the one thing that he's complained about Burchill about.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It's a little bit awkward, I think.
Very awkward. Very.
I'm just glad Carino won. And
Yes,
that's the bottom line. Carino won, and I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with that as well. Colby Corino picking up the victory goes on to hard times against Frank. The winner takes on Tom Latimer for the £10 of gold.
Indeed.
Which do you know what? It's coming up to nearly a year since Latimer took that title.
Wow, that's impressive. I haven't checked his reign, but
He
that's
won it
pretty.
at 76, do you know?
Yeah.
Nearly a year. not far away from the year. And I think that's when, well, no, it's definitely when the women's championship's up. But I don't, maybe the men's one, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Um, we've done the presidency bits, so we won't go into that again. However, there was another scene of a bit of a car wash, shall we say?
Page hit
Kylie
his
Page,
promo.
Kylie Page, and Hunter. It is Hunter Drake, right?
Hmm.
Oh, I keep getting these names mixed up. Right, they're washing the car, and he was, Kenzie was giving him a little bit of a hard time. Kylie, sorry, was giving him a little bit of the hard time about losing and whatnot, and also at the same time, maybe a bit of tough love, but also a bit of like geeing up as well, because
Yeah,
you're not going, it's not if you beat Brian Idol, it's
it's
when.
when
She did give him a look. I'm not convinced. I still.
something's bubbling. I don't know. Something's bubbling, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah, I can't either. I don't know what it is. It's just something's something's happening with those two. We'll certainly probably see a bit more next week because again these great packages that they're putting on in the NWA. Really, I still love
I'm
them.
really enjoying them.
And again, like we said, without May Valentine there, maybe that's we're going to get more of these. And as much as I hate to say it, that's probably a good thing because they're really really good, and
Yeah.
I
And
enjoy
it's
them.
good to get a little bit of backstory as well about matches and things and give you a better idea of what's going on in
Yeah,
the ring.
especially when you don't, as we said before, when you don't always see someone for 4 weeks, you can forget something, can't you? And this time,
Yeah, and the thing with NWA is, and I think we've said it before, they're guilty of not really having storylines and just throwing matches in for matches' sakes. And now I kind of feel like there's actual storylines starting to creep into the shows now because this thing with Hunter and Brian's been going on
yeah.
for a couple of weeks now. So and that's really nice to see actually. It's nice to see that they're investing the time and actually building a story up for a match instead of just going, right, you and you get in the ring.
Yeah, and it's also good for the fact that we had the whole Aaron thing with Latimer. That's kind of parked a bit. We'll get into because they're going to get into the main event in a minute. Let's park that for a little bit, but I don't think that's fully over just yet.
No, well, you see the promo from Tom at the end of the show, so
Mm. We do, which is again sets up well something's happening. We know Carson Drake's very close
mhm.
to the Lucky Seven. That was last week, for argument's sake. So it will be interesting to see where that holds up. But from a starting of a meat slapper, we had a great middle with just two great, technically gifted wrestlers. And what do we need to finish this off? Another meat slapping con. Jesus, this was something else. BFT with Aaron Stevens, of course.
They're
EC3.
pretty formidable.
They are EC3 and Pretty Boy Smooth with the minions and Pastor.
Yeah, that's always a difficult one to beat.
Mm.
When he sees these goons or minions or whatever you want to call them or ringside, you know that you're gonna have to have eyes on the back of your head for this.
You definitely are. Two teams in the Crockett Cup as well, by the way.
Hmm.
So that's going to be interesting. Both of these teams taking part in this year's Crockett Cup. Um, what can you say about this? I mean, it was just an absolute bar brawl again, pretty much. Just hard hitting as
It
hell.
was always going to be that though with the four of them. I'm actually starting to enjoy seeing Pretty Boy Smooth in the ring. I wasn't sure about him at first.
Hmm.
I'm
Jury's still
still
out for
not
me.
100% sold on him, but
Yeah,
he's good.
I agree. I'm not 100% on him. I'm not quite. I need to. I think the tag match, that he had one with the was did he face the Baron at
He
one point?
faced the Baron at Forney
Yes.
at Shockwave, but that turned into a tag match.
Yes, you did, didn't it? Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, so I'm not quite. Yeah, I need to see a bit more of Pretty Much Smooth. He's going to be in the Crockett Cup, so we're going to at
Mhm.
least see him again. I know it's a tag team, but we will see him. Excuse me, at least one more time in this. But with all the people at ringside, you just knew it was going to descend into utter
Turned.
chaos,
Quite literally.
and it didn't let it down, did it? Because it did.
No, of course it
It
didn't.
it 100% did. It went crazy. We had the minions getting involved at ringside. Aaron Stevens, of course, getting involved. He was knocked off. And then was a weird ending because they hit the drop kick, didn't he? Can't damage. I think it was hit the draw carnage. Whoever hits the drop kick hits the drop kick. I can't remember which one.
I keep getting the two of them mixed up, and I should know way better by now. And I'm like, which one's Carnage? Which one's Damage? That's terrible. Sorry, boys.
It's also
That's
difficult with the shot, with the camera shot at this point because it was quite far out when they done the
yeah.
it was, it
And
looked
they're both wearing masks and black tights, so
yes, they certainly are
look
indeed.
for the tattoos, basically.
Yes, that's what we got to do. It's difficult though when the camera was so far out of the shot. But he hits the drop kick. He then gets pulled off the ropes, and EC3 rolls him up, and they count to three. I have an issue here
Go
because
for it.
the shoulders are up.
Okay, I don't know if I noticed that.
They wasn't down. They certainly weren't like up for a long period. But
Okay,
if the
I'm gonna have to go
referee,
back and watch that now.
I can't remember if it was Jared, if it was you, Jared, Mr. Fit Ref.
I know.
I don't know
Fit.
if it was him. I can't remember who the ref was, but I am those shoulders were not down for free.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued, so I'm frantically scrabbling to get to the end of the video and have a quick look at it.
You need to look at it. I don't think his shoulders are down. I mean,
That's, I'm just gonna. No, we can talk about. Oh, that's the promo at the end. I don't know how I managed to miss that then, because normally I'm a sucker for catching stuff like that.
well, I'm pretty certain. Anyway, that's that's all I can say.
Okay, let's have a wee look.
You're gonna have a look now. See,
No, I'm looking just now. It was a really hard hitting match though.
it was.
Um, that body slam by Pretty Boy Smooth onto picks one of
Yeah,
them up and throws them. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I should really not be watching this while we're trying to talk about it, but
that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I wanted to
I'm
see.
really that's not where am I sitting at? Here we go. Let's see. We've got to the end of the match.
See live watching NWA.
Right, the angle's really difficult.
Hmm.
So Jared as Jared's right in the middle between the camera and the pin, right? So I'm watching it back and the first count, the left shoulder's up, but
Hmm.
by the time the third count, both shoulders are down.
But the shoulder was up during the pin.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh
Like
yeah,
on the first count, the shoulder is up, but Jared's right in the way, and you can't see properly when it goes down.
ah,
It's
okay.
worth a quick look. So the left shoulder's up, and then the left shoulder's up for count one, and then count two and three, Jared's in the way. So,
Positioning Jared, Mr.
or the cameraman could move.
Or the cameraman could move. Yeah, well, all right, Jared, we'll let you off. But the shoulders are definitely down. But nevertheless, a victory for EC3 and then BFT are eating a lot of losses at the
They're in a
minute.
little bit of trouble. I'll be interested to see how long Mr. Stevens aligns with them if they continue with their not quite successful ways, because let's be honest, Aaron likes victory.
He does. He does indeed. Now, full disclosure, and I will apologise to Mr. Latimer. I missed the promo.
Okay.
Tell me.
We can talk about it later because I watched it and I was half asleep. But
Oh,
basically, Tom talks about Aaron saying, talking about his wife and talking about his relationship and his marriage.
ooh,
Basically, it's Tom going, I'm not scared of you. Like,
fine.
you can't take my wife away from me, you can't take my sobriety away from me, and lots of things. And Tom was actually he's getting so much better on his promos.
Hmm.
He was very, very intense. I will have to watch it again. Like I said, it was like almost midnight last night, and I had a really shitty day at work yesterday, so I was kind of like half asleep. So, I
Fair,
will watch it again, and we can discuss it later. I am quite open to that. So,
fair. I need to
worth a
watch it.
watch.
I'll need to watch. Apologies, Tom.
Yeah.
For those of you podcasters that listen that want to book Tom Latimer for your podcast, if you head over to podstars.net, he has signed up. He has not got availability yet. He's not fully completed the sign up on there, but you can go and book him for your podcast. So I would recommend you doing that. Yes, I am seriously considering it for our 100th Power episode in about 10 weeks' time to have him on to review it with us. I think that would be a good.
That would be cool. I'm really sorry. On a totally different note, I've just looked over to see the cat, and it's actually not my cat, it's my neighbour's cat. Playing with one of my cat's toys. There are two cats in my living room right now, and one of them does not belong here.
You know what they say in life, don't ever work with children,
Yeah,
animals.
sorry. I'm just like, what the fuck? Anyway, Crockett Cup. We have something huge that we need to discuss.
Holy shit. I mean, Christ, but
We
first off,
have one big, massive thing that I would like to just say is probably one of the best things I have seen in a long time in wrestling when it comes to promos, and that is Natty Neidhart.
now I would like to personally thank Natty Neihart as well because she did comment on she actually private messaged me, not in that sense, everyone, jeez, but she private messaged and she thanked me for the words that I pretty much used, which was actually, that we are seeing who the fuck Natty Neidhart actually is in this.
That promo was fire.
If you
I
haven't,
am so hyped up for this match now. The Natty that we saw it was GCW, wasn't it? During
Bloodsport,
WrestleMania week.
Bloodsport,
Bloodsport during WrestleMania weekend is the Natty that I have always wanted to see.
yeah.
And that promo that she posted this week has hyped me up for this match. It's the Crockett Cup. I love the Crockett Cup. I will not hold back from that. Everybody knows I love the Crockett Cup. Hell, I
Yeah,
traveled halfway across the world to see it.
yeah,
I love the Crockett Cup. I love tag team wrestling. The eyes that Natty is putting on the NWA with this promo is incredible, and I really, 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 really hope this is a positive thing for NWA having her there, and that they do bring more people to the product, and that she showcases the best of herself, which I have no doubt that she will, but she also showcases the best of Kenzie.
yeah.
And I really, really hope for the NWA that this is the start of a little boom and a little growth and expansion period for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kenzie also she ended up at Natalie's gym as well.
You did.
The
I
gym
saw the
gym.
footage of that. Yep.
Um, I mean, this is talking
This is
about
exciting.
this is going to be amazing. I mean, the two women in general. I mean, when this airs, I mean, I'm just gutted this isn't live. I am so like
I know there's still time. We're what, 2.5 weeks away?
we're literally
Please
yeah.
just, oh,
We need. I think it's going to be so difficult not to see because there's going to be so many stuff online, and you're gonna end up finding out what happens before we get to see it.
yeah,
That's going to be the killer
yeah.
for me, and it's just such a shame because these two have built this up so well,
It's been so well done. So, so well done.
and it's going to be amazing. The match is going to be
Yeah.
incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I'm hyped for it. I'm just really, really sad that it's in May and not in August.
Hmm.
Sorry. I'm just sad it's in May and not in August, because if it was August, there's a real chance I could have got to go.
Damn it!
Because my redundancy money would be in by then.
Here comes the money.
But because it's in May, I'm not going to be able to do it. I
Damn.
would have loved, oh man, I would have loved to have seen this.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible, isn't it? And it's
Yeah.
just, I
I'm
wish I
so
could find a
pleased for
way.
the NWA that they've got Natty alongside Gail Kim,
Yes.
alongside Earl Hebner, alongside who else?
I will tell you right now, in action at the NWA, making their debuts are the Tonga Twins. They're making their debuts at the Crockett, as is Alex Hammerstone, ladies and
That's the
gentlemen.
one. That's exciting. I don't think Alex has been in NWA before, so that is
Jeez.
cool.
I mean,
But
my
it's
God.
interesting because these are quite a lot of, obviously Gail Kim's just doing her appearance.
Yeah.
Natty's in a singles match. Alex Hammerstone hasn't been announced as having a tag team partner, which makes me think he's going to be in a singles match.
Hmm.
Baron Von Storm hasn't been announced as being a Crockett Cup entrant, which makes me think he's going to be in a singles match potentially.
Yeah.
Have all the tag teams been announced yet? I
No.
don't
Not
think
that,
so.
not that I can, not that I remember. Not
Oh,
unless they're announcing them, and then we're going to see over the next couple of weeks qualifiers, and we kind of going to know who's going to win
and
because
it
of that
is
one.
going to be qualifiers coming up soon.
So, I mean, it's going to be incredible show. Hammerstone. I mean, you could put. Oh man, I don't know who you could put. It's not going to be Latimer because Latimer's got Rhino. We know that
Yeah.
Latimer's got
Hammerstone
Rhino.
versus EC3. but he's
Is it
in the
no
tag,
Crockett Cup?
but he's Crockett
EC3's in
Cup.
the Crockett Cup.
Who? Singles, who would you put in? Silas?
Oh, yeah, Frillbilly. Gotta be, hasn't it?
Thrillbilly versus Hammerstone would be,
That would slap.
yeah,
That would.
that's our reinforcer ring.
So, Billy, you've been told, book it. Book it now for the Crockett Cup. We can't wait to see it. But Fee, look, that was a great. We've obviously said about I'll watch the promo with Tom and we'll talk about it next week on the show. What have you got going on?
I've only got one show this weekend. I had an incredible weekend at the weekend there.
Yes,
I think between the two shows, we had about 800 folk in over the two shows,
wicked,
which is really, really good. It
awesome.
was a lot of fun. This Friday, Premier British Wrestling are up in Nairn, which is miles away. It's like a 3.5, 4 hour drive north, up to Inverness and turn right, basically. So, I have a car full of the boys. I am
Oh.
taking BT Gunn. I am taking Logan Smith, Hugo Harris, and Davy Blaze up to Inverness with me up to Nairn on Saturday. So that's going to be an interesting road trip. Um, Tickets available from ringsideworld.co.uk. We got to Nairn once a year just because it's so far away.
Yeah.
But it's always a good crowd. It's in the theatre there, and it's always a good time. I was up there last year, and Blaze was. It's been a long time since I wrestled, a long time since I went to training. But Blaze had me bumping in the ring last year, so God knows what will happen this year.
What was that I said to Rio to do to you?
No,
She's not there though, is she? So she's mad, isn't
no, she's not. But just stop.
it? Good old Rio.
You're such a dick.
Tell me something I didn't know.
This is true.
But no, in all seriousness, that should be a fun show this coming weekend. On top of that, yeah, we've got our tickets for Forbidden Door today. We're going to be sitting in a very nice premium Pepsi area.
Lovely jubbly.
Me, myself, Dave, Rachel, and Dave's dad, Daddy Dave.
Oh,
We
love
call him.
it.
You may
Yay for Dave's dad.
you did see him, yeah. He was at the first Buckle Up.
Yep.
Talking of Buckle Up, oh yes. Talking of Buckle Up, obviously this coming September, I contractually can't tell you who. But all I can tell you is that Ignite Wrestling have crossed the line and are bringing a TNA star to buckle up in September.
That's exciting.
Oh, it's very exciting. You know, when they say you get by with a little help from your friends, and I just happened to sneak in a quick conversation with somebody, which made it happen. So yeah, as it stands right now, we are bringing a TNA star in September to buckle up with us, and I
That's
am
exciting.
pumped as anything because it is the last buckle up that we're going to co-produce with Ignite. Just because I don't like repetition as in the sense of it's just there for the sake of it being there, so to speak. You know, it's so we've agreed this is going to be the last one for now. So we're going. I'm bringing four big guns, not all from TNA, but I'm bringing four big guns with me.
Good. I
So
was just going to say on your TNA note, I got really excited. I just saw an addition to a card that I'm on. Can't remember if it's May or June, but I get to work with Eugene. I'm so excited.
yeah, Eugene,
I haven't seen Eugene in so long. The last time I saw Eugene was down in Preston City Wrestling, before COVID, way before COVID. I think Chris Masters and Ken Anderson might have been on that show with him as well. But yeah, I'm getting to work with Eugene. I am so excited. I'm
awesome
buzzing for
stuff.
it.
I missed him when he was over here in Essex way.
Well, he's back over for a while in the
Is he?
summer. I think it might be June. Don't think
Right.
it's May. In May, I have shows with Joey Legend, which I'm really, really excited because I missed him. I've not seen him for a while. So
That should be fun indeed. And
yeah.
lastly, the final tickets have gone on sale for the last stand with Ignite in 2 weeks' time. I literally come back off court from Cornwall on the Friday. Sunday is the show day. I can't wait for that. I'm so looking forward. It's been so long. It's been 3 months. It would have been for over 3 months since the last show. It's too long. Chris,
And
it's
that does
too
seem
long.
like ages.
It felt like forever. It felt like the post and pre-Christmas one, like
Yeah.
November and to February. It just felt way too long. So can't wait to do that in a couple of weeks. But go to event 96 Eventbrite, type in Ignite Wrestle Pro, and you will get your tickets. There is literally, I think, 10 left, maybe a shy more than 10. They've opened up the last row today. So get them. Last man standing, by the way. Taylor James, Jack Torino. Our turnbuckle title on up for grabs. Mark True versus Aluna. And finally, another big match on the card is a debut in Joe Kessler going for the Ignite Championship against Tommy Kyle. Should be a great show. On top of that, big thanks to TNA last week just for letting me ask the question to Joe Hendry. Boy, does he like to talk. But it was great. Big thanks to TNA for that. Really, really appreciate it. You can go and check it out at the Press Pass on the YouTube. Go to Joe Hendry Press Pass. Go to the full. Now, you can go just before the 40th. If you go to the 39th minute or so, you will see another good friend of Fee's from the Scottish Wrestling
Just get
Network.
Billy Strachan. I know
Yeah.
he was on the call as well, so
And
that's
then
kind of cool.
after Billy Strachan, you get to see this. What more
Beautiful
can you
bald
after?
head.
Beautiful, bald, shiny bald head. What more could Tom Hannifan and Joe Hendry want from that? But on that note, Fee, this was wraps up the NWA show for the week, which leads me with one question and one question only to you, and that is, shall we do this again next week?
We shall.
And that note, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.